Guys, today is Tuesday, meaning that we have a brand new update that just dropped for Animal Company. And this week, Animal Company was not holding back, because the rumor has it that OG Sewers is back. Oh, whoa! No wonder why it crashed me. Wait a second. Okay, so my game just randomly crashed, and then I got a whole new loading screen. Brother? What's going on?
That was scary!
Did everybody else crash? Or no?
Wait, did everybody get the camera? Did everybody
Okay, I thought I was going crazy.
Oh, the camera's fixed!
Oh, I can't.
They fixed the camera!
So that may have been the weirdest way to load back into Animal Company. But guys, welcome back to the game. Today, we're going to be checking out the brand new, or should I say OG update that we got in Animal Company. If you guys don't know, in the last week, Animal Company actually went ahead and added the OG Forest back into the mix. This was probably a version of the map that was just before, I would say, probably like the mining update and such. It seems to be kind of modeled around that time and era. It's definitely not like super OG, but it's one of the OG versions that they once had in the game. But today, I am very excited to go and cover this because I feel like I literally mentioned this in a recent video, and the fact that it's already coming to the game is awesome to see. Today, we're going to be doing something that I never imagined I'd be able to say, but we're going to be going and exploring the OG Sewers map back in the game. So, with that being said, I don't want to waste any more time. Boys, we need to start our hunt. So, let me go and grab some really good stuff. I'm going to go and get my backpack. We'll grab a little flashy light. And there is a little something that I want to bring along too that has been a huge help recently for a lot of my kits. As many of you guys know, I like to go and use my hoverboard just because it's like a really fun item to use. But something I've been doing a lot more recently is basically stacking my hoverboards like a big stack of pancakes. So if I go over to my little stash thing here, or actually our invention machine rather, we'll go and hop over to this side, and we have a hoverboard that we've crafted with 3 of these bad boys. And this movement makes it so nice in the game, bro. You can fly so fast with the triple hoverboards. All right, so just to make sure that we got everything, we have our main backpack, we have our little pickaxe, and we also have our flashlight to go and bring along too. But I feel like if we're gonna be doing a full-out looting strat, we might as well go and bring some more stuff with us. So I guess we'll go and make a pool of backpacks to go and bring along too, because we have a bunch of these bad boys. This is gonna allow us to get 4 times the amount of loot that we normally get. All right, boys, the moment of truth. We're gonna go and check out the sewers and see if they actually changed it back to the way that it used to be. In their update notes, it did say it was updated to the OG sewers. And our first drop is starting to look like it. Wait a minute. We got red light, green light. We got the bag of meatball man. And now all we have to do is fly past all these dudes. And if this works correctly, this should bring us to the bomb cave, right? There should be like a bunch of mimics, which we already do have the mimic boy. But where are the bomby boys? We got the little blue man. Oh, yep. Okay. Boys. Everything definitely looks the way that it should. We got like OG item spawns. We got the monsters too. And if I remember, there should be a Armstrong that's nearby too, right? I remember there being... Yes, we got the big muscly boy. Hello, Mr. Mans. I'm going to go and run past you because I need to go and find my way to the parkour. But from what I've seen so far, there is no big wormy monster, which I am so thankful for. Animal Company, y'all cooked. All right, I'm going to be honest. That monster, he was a cool idea for a monster, but I feel like for the most part, he was the most annoying to first encounter when you were going for like a sewer run. All right, so this will be the real test. Does this tunnel lead to the teleporter area? I know at some point they did have a different version of it where you were able to go down to like this lava zone and basically loot like a bunch of loose items, but that was in a very OG version of Animal Company. But it does look like we have the teleporter pad over here. And then if we go to the right side, I remember in the old sewers, this used to have the hook shot in this area. I have no idea if they've left it that way or if this is still like kind of the bomb room that they have. It's definitely the bomb room. Oh, no, no, no. Mr. Mans, why is there so many bombs? Bomby boys. Okay, but it does still lead to where the hookshot used to be. If they still have like the little secret zone, this should be the hookshot with the couches. And sure enough, boys, we have the beautiful thing here, but they did change it a little bit because it used to just be like the regular shop thing, but now they've changed the icon of how the hookshot looks. I do dig this style. It reminds me of like what we've seen in the arena mode with the way that you like grab the weapons and stuff. But anyways, boys, I don't want to go and yap about all of this other loose stuff. I want to go and make my way back to the caves, and we got to go and make some money. As long as I can actually get through some of these spots. But boys, I am so happy to see this update coming out. When I saw OG Forest already like get added to the game, I figured at some point we'd be seeing like other pieces of the map coming too, but I was not expecting it this soon. Like, this is unreal, bro. Don't get me wrong, most of the sewers has been roughly about like this way for the most part, but just the fact that they removed, oh, what? I'm dead. What is that? What's he doing there? Okay, so that's not OG. What are you doing in like the worst spot possible? Come on, I need you to run to the wall. Yes, let me run. Let me go. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. Is it this way? Please tell me this is right. Let's go. All right, boys. We made our way to the foundation. I thought Wormy was going to be removed. He's not looking very OG, if I'm going to be honest, Mr. Animal Companies. I did hear OG Animal Company Sewers update, but Wormy doesn't seem to be too OG, Mr. Mans. But either way, I'm just happy that he's not at the beginning of the map. That was probably my biggest gripe that I've had so far about the game. Is just like, that was probably the hardest area to go and clear. And then it's like the first place you really go as a new player. So the fact that Animal Company went out of their way to go and change that and just kind of balance it in a different way is a really good sign to see. And plus, I just like the layout they have of the OG map. It just feels so much better, dude. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing a huge grind on this one. What I want to try to do is we're going to fill our entire backpack with as many uranium that we can find. I don't know if we're going to be able to fill all 4 backpacks, but we will try our best. I'm not going to really care about the sizes of each ones that we find, though. For the most part, I just want to go and collect. So we're just going to grab what we can. It looks like we already got a bunch of spawns coming in, too. But these hoverboards are such a godsend, dude. Thank the Lord that we have these bad boys, because they are so useful in the foundation. Especially with the low gravity, it makes it so much easier to go and dodge any of, like, the big licorice sticks that we see all around. But let me go and fill my backpack if you wouldn't mind. I need to grab a few more. I can't believe how many of these already respawned, dude. I feel like I just mined these and they're already back. But just make sure that we don't get caught by the big... Dude, no way! Okay, you guys saw that too, right? Literally right as I was mining that and grabbing the other items, more of these ores spawned in. Maybe they updated the timer or something, because this is the fastest I've ever seen these items. Nope. Okay, I think we're good. Woo! Okay, that got a little scary. I was trying to grab the little ore in the wall, but unfortunately, it led to me almost dying to the big tentacle man. So I'm gonna go and fly the other way. Pretend that we didn't do what we just did, okay? And we're gonna just fill our backpacks and pretend that never happened. All right, I think that sounds like a very good idea. But let's go and scoop up as many of these as possible. It looks like we got a bunch of the mini ores too, which will actually be kind of nice, because my plan at the end of this video is I want to fill the machine with as much uranium that we find. I don't know if we're going to make a bunch of money off of it, just considering that we have the other sizes. If I want to make the most money, the best idea would be to grab all of the big crystals that we get out of it. But for the most part, just for the sake of exploration and covering the update today, we're just going to be vibing. We're grabbing whatever we see. We'll get all the goodies, and we're going to bring it back home safe and sound. But if they ended up adding Wormy to the second caves, I wonder if they're going to add Wormy as well by the teleporter area. I really hope not, because that would make that area almost impossible to teleport away from. So let's hope that is not the case. But either way, we got a lot of these ores. We got some of the big ones too, which is great. You guys will be giving me some good bank. Now I'm guessing by the end of this, if we fill all the backpacks, I want to say at least, my guess will be around $20,000. If we can get 20,000 out of this haul, I mean, that would be great. I think I spent roughly about like 12,000 on my entire kit. So we would still be getting a little bit of money, but definitely not the best. But guys, what do you think about the recent updates of these OG maps. Are you guys happy to see the OG map like kind of coming back in pieces? What do you exactly even think that Animal Company is kind of doing right now with all of this? Because just looking at this from like the outside, right? I know that there's been a lot of players that have been missing OG Animal Company, and I'm sure that a lot of the devs also know that. So I almost wonder if they're actually aware that all these players want OG maps, and they're almost teasing this as a way for an OG like full-out update. If that's the case, I would love to see that. Personally, for me, I just really enjoyed the OG adventures of Animal Company, and actually going out and, you know, doing our looting, doing our money runs, all of those sorts. Like, that is literally what like made me fall in love with the game in the first place. And I feel like that's definitely something that we've lost over the last year or so with a lot of Animal Company's updates. Like, don't get me wrong, the Goop update is cool. I love that idea, but I almost feel like it doesn't fit in place with the adventure mode. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you guys love the Goop, like stuff being in adventure mode, but I almost feel like this would be the best way for Animal Company to go about it in the future. So at the time of recording this video, Animal Company has 3 different modes. They have Broke AF, which is kind of a really poopy mode, if I'm gonna be honest. I was not a huge fan of the way that they did that. Then they also have Arena, which is basically a like FPS Bed Wars style of game mode. And then of course they have the main original mode known as Adventure. And I feel like especially Adventure mode has kind of been on the back burner. Don't get me wrong, like this has still been the main mode for the game, but it almost feels like they've been leaning away from what makes it quote unquote the adventure mode. So what I'm hoping, oh, that was my backpack and I dropped it on the ground. Come back to me, please don't lose my stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, I feel like Animal Company has been kind of straying away from what makes adventure mode. For the most part, it's almost felt more like, I would say, a sandbox. And the reason why I say that is because most of these updates that we've been seeing have just been experiences that kind of lean into the creative side of things, which isn't a bad idea at all. I honestly am all for sandbox games. I used to play on a extra YouTube channel where I did all sorts of sandbox, whether it be Bone Lab, whether it be Blatant Sorcery, I mean all sorts of games. So don't get me wrong, I love sandbox, but I almost feel like that type of mode would be best off as its own thing. Like, we should definitely keep adventure mode as adventure mode. And then we should have another one added to the computer known as sandbox, where it allows players to have infinite money. You can buy, craft, and do whatever, and basically build whatever you want with Goop inventions. I feel like that would be a great way for Animal Company to go and separate the people that want to play the actual game and people that just want to hang out and have fun and build stuff. Because another big thing too that I feel like is probably a struggle point for a lot of the newer players is that they don't have the money or really any of the items unlocked to do any Goop building. So it'd be kind of nice to have a sandbox mode that allows players to just have a place to do all of that. Maybe I'm speaking some crazy talk, maybe that's something you guys would not want to see, but personally for me, I feel like that would be such a huge update in the right direction for Animal Company. So then, especially when we get like new maps and new quote-unquote adventure experiences, it could actually be catered towards the adventure mode. It would actually get players to want to go to adventure and try to explore this stuff, try to make money, and just have a place to go and do that too. But for me, obviously, I'm a little bit more biased just because I have been playing Animal Company for so long. I feel like I definitely just lean more towards that adventure style. But that's why I feel like it would be best to have, you know, modes for sandbox and modes for adventure, just because you would have a place for everybody. You know, I feel like that'd be a great way to include most of your community and still have places to go and do it. All right, wait a minute, boys. We might already be full on all of our stuff. Let me see. I think only one of our backpacks needs to actually get stuff again. So boys, let's go and fly back. We'll see if we can find a little bit more of the uranium. And then after all of this, we should be able to go and head back home and hopefully make it there safe and sound. So we'll go and fly back down. I'm going to be shooting for $20,000. I hope that that's possible. I have no idea if these small, like, uranium ores that we have will be getting us enough money for that, but a man can hope and a man can dream. So let me go in, scoop. Let's see, as long as this backpack is still filling. Okay, it looks good. But also, something I'm really excited to be getting back into, especially with Animal Company content, is just doing OG money runs. I know for the most part, a lot of people just go to modded lobbies and get a bunch of cash. But I know there's a lot of you guys out there too that don't really go to any other servers or just want, you know, legit ways to make money in AC. So moving forward, I'm going to be doing a lot more money strategies. I'm going to be doing a lot more kit builds. It's going to be a ton of fun, boys. And now that we have the OG sewers back, I mean, life is going to be good, boys. We are eating good this week. But now all we have to do is make our way to the teleporter and hopefully get out of here before they even see us. Mr. Ogie boy, don't you dare. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are back home and we have our backpacks filled to the brim with all of our uranium. So even walking right now, we can feel the weight in our bag, but it definitely isn't as heavy as I thought it would be with 4 backpacks. But either way, let's go and fill this machine and see how much money we managed to get in an OG sewers run. You know, one thing I should also look into too is making a goop build of mini backpacks. I feel like that might be a good idea for the future, just because it's so hard to go and fill this machine when I have those giant backpacks. But boys, let's keep dumping. We got a lot more uranium to go and fill. There's gonna be so many of these flying out of the machine. It's gonna be crazy, dudes. Okay, I gotta make sure these don't go loose. He's trying to return back to the sewers. Come to me. All right, boys, we are almost completely full in the machine. We just have a few more that decided to go and fly away. But for the most part, that should be almost all of them that we have in here. Except you, somehow you decided to go and fly all the way to the tree. I don't see any more, though. I think that should be it. So now all we got to go and run to is I'll go back to the top, and we'll drop just our last few that we have in the bag. Let's go, boys. I think that's it. I think we're golden. Okay, so from what it seems, the quadruple backpack method worked really well for the sewers, and we have a crazy load to go and sell. So with that being said, guys, let's go and see how much money we managed to make from one solo sewers run. Man, it feels so good to be back. Let's see it, baby. I'm gonna guess 21,000. All right, we'll see though. Come on, baby. Whoa! Huh? I was way off. Why is uranium worth so much money? Dude, I feel like I wasn't even like trying for the good loot. I was literally just running around and grabbing uranium, and that was $50,000? Okay, well, I may or may not have just found a new method for some of my grinding. That is crazy, dudes. The fact that we managed to get 54,000 off of one run in the sewers, I think we may have found our new way to grind in Animal Company. All right, guys, so I think that's going to make it for this video of going and exploring the OG sewers here in the Animal Company update. If you ended up enjoying this video and would like to see more content made on the game and also more money methods, I am definitely down to do a ton more content. But yeah, with that being said, guys, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, keep it toasty, my friends. Laters!